So now we have a skeleton. Cool. Now we could save a little bit of time and we could just duplicate skeleton and use that to build a zombie. So let's do that. Alright. So now we're working on zombies, so we're going to go back to the top. We're going to call this a zombie. Now zombies, in the relationship of zombies and skeletons, skeletons are often associated with dexterity. They've got a little bow that they pew pew shoot you with. You rattle their bones, that sort of thing. Zombie, on the other hand, is slow and steady and unkillable. So zombie is definitely not a striker. Zombie is a defender, right? Zombie gonna take them hits, is what my understanding of a zombie is, right? Zombie is created to soak up some damage for the bad guys, for the necromancers. So I'm definitely gonna make it a defender. It's a medium and it's undead. Okay, so that's cool. Let's go to defense and let me bring up in my other monitor the stat block for a zombie. If anything, we could steal their really weird looking art. There we go. And to paste it in. There we go. Those are some pretty sweet organs he's got hanging out there, though. Alright. So zombies, the interesting thing here is because we made it a tank, right, a defender, they gave it an absolutely insane armor class, which is kind of outside the norm for zombie. Zombie normally has a lot of or a very low armor class, but is still very hard to kill, so we may have to do some tweaking of that. Looking at the stats down here, for defender, we could check one of the other roles and see if it comes closer to what we need. Let's see, a supporter. That armor class is much lower. The hit points are lower. Nah, we can adjust manually. We should be fine. I still want to class them as a defender. Okay, so let's see. Fix the display, armor. We're going to deliberately lower the armor class on zombie. Alright, we're going to give it a big fat -6. So it's not a 10 or an 8 armor class, but it's still pretty low. You're going to be hitting these zombies pretty easily. And we're going to beef his hit points back up. Okay. Let's see. His hit points are lower than the striker's hit points because I think he was reliant on having that better armor class. So I'm actually going to increase the hit points by 6 to make up for lowering the armor by 6. That puts us at a much more respectable 32 hit points. Alright. Then we've got their speed. Zombies are slow by design. If you want a faster zombie, you usually go with a ghoul or something like that. Now we get to the ability scores. So obviously the best thing about a zombie is its constitution, followed by its strength. And dexterity is one of its worst qualities, so we'll actually make wisdom higher than dexterity. And charisma goes higher than intelligence. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Let's see. Zombies are listed as having a bonus saving throw to wisdom. I don't know if we need to do that because these are already much better saving throws than what they had before. Giffyglyph system gives all monsters saving throws, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so would a zombie have any skills? I would say no, even though it's tempting to give them athletics so that they have a better grapple. Because they're mindless, right? Their brains are mush. So, all right. So then for vulnerabilities, a lot of people like their zombies to be vulnerable to fire, but honestly, they're probably not, because like why would a corpse be more hurt by fire because it's dead, you know? So we're going to, I think, end up just removing these. Okay. Then for resistances, we're going to get rid of piercing. Okay. And then for immunities, they're going to keep their immunity to poison. And then for condition, They can definitely be paralyzed because they have lots of muscles and stuff. Yeah, I mean, technically, if they're immune to exhaustion, I think they're immune to unconscious. I don't know if I'm going to need to go back and add that in for every single one. Kind of weird. All right, senses. They have dark vision because they're animated by magical spirits. That's fine. It would be more fun to give them tremor sense because that kind of feels more like movie zombies, right? Like make noise and they come after you or whatever. And then you can kind of sneak past them by being, more sneaky. But I don't want to over complicate things at this point, so we'll leave it at that. Same deal with languages. Understands languages but can't speak. And that brings us over to traits and actions. Okay, so for the most part, we'll get rid of all this. And lifeless appearance. This is another thing where zombies, when they're laying around, they look like a dead corpse. So we'll say undistinguishable from a corpse. All right, period. So while you're remaining motionless, you are indistinguishable from a corpse. We're going to keep that ability. And then, because that ability's always been there, it's never not been there. Yeah. Anyways, we have to give them their Undead Fortitude. Because that's the signature move, right? That's what makes the zombie so great. Now, these zombies are going to be hecka harder to kill because they have a +6 Constitution save now instead of their normal +3. So they're going to be twice as hard to kill with this Undead Fortitude. So we may consider giving them some kind of vulnerability to make that a little bit easier to deal with. All right, there we go. I mean, according to this, a radiant attack, right? Radiant damage, will do it. So I don't really have an issue with giving them vulnerability to radiant on top of that, because we are making them much stronger, and to balance out that strength, it wouldn't hurt to have some sort of weakness there. So not only do you want to deal radiant to finish them off, but radiant is going to help you finish them off faster. Yeah, okay, that works. Let's see. One thing that zombies like to do is grapple. So, going down to traits, there is an ability that you're just really good at grappling, but there's also an ability where you're good at attacking things that you are grappling. So, let's see. Defender. Got your back while staying next to an ally. Your defense is impenetrable. Oh my god. They can mark people. Okay, you can't leave. Targets always provoke opportunity attacks, even if they take the disengage action before leaving your reach. Oh man, that makes zombies a real threat. Wow. In addition, when you hit with an opportunity attack, your target speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Yeah. That one's pretty hype. It also kind of fills that role of an undead tank, right? Because they are holding people down. But you're right, grappler right here. 50-50 grappling one where the zombie is gonna. I feel like this one is more for a creature that's encompassing like the target, like a gelatinous cube or a rug of smothering or something like that. Because like it kind of implies to me that you are all around the creature, right? This one seems a little much. I am gonna give them a save or grapple ability. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the. I've got an idea here. We're gonna go to this. You can't leave, and we're gonna give it to them. And instead of making it Sentinel, right? In addition, when you hit with an opportunity attack, the target's base speed becomes 0. We're going to put you may make a grapple attempt instead of an attack. Now, normally that's standard operating procedure in my games anyways, but this would be pretty cool because you try to get away from them and they're going to use that ability to try and grab you. Alright. Well, no, because an attack's an attack, so it'll just happen. Alright. Call it grab hold. There we go. And then for attack, it is not ranged. It is just going to be melee. And it is just going to be zombie slam. There we go. Okay. So that works. Oh, yeah. Bite would be good. And cause disease. Because disease is real big in Giffyglyphs. Alright. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see. Melee weapon attack. And let's see. Actually, we need this too. Alright, so melee weapon attack versus armor class. Hit, you take damage, and the damage is piercing. Oh, wow. I really butchered piercing. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And then it's a DC secondary. Versus Constitution. And then hit, the target is infected with a disease. Nice. Oh, and you should only be able to attack, there we go. Versus armor class, blah, blah, blah. Can only, where do I put can only target, can only target grappled creatures. Now, we're not going to say only creatures it's grappling. We're just saying that it's grappled creatures. So if one zombie grabs you, the other zombies could start biting you. That'll be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Right? So let's see. Traits. What's the suggestion here? Rampage could be good too. It could. Let's go check that out real quick. Alright. Rampage. When you reduce a target to 0 hit points with a melee attack on your turn, you can spend a bonus action to move half your speed and attack a different target. I don't feel like zombies, you know, in zombie movies, like, they do that. They keep attacking the one that they've knocked down, right? Because they're all about eating the flesh of the target. Rampage right here, this is very much speaking of, like, the traditional orc. Of, like, I want to kill as many people as possible. Whereas a zombie is just about mindlessly killing what it can get a hold of. So, alright, so let's do that. Let's see. Alright, these zombies are going to be really hard to fight unless you have access to somebody with radiant magic, for sure. So that's kind of cool, though. And once they get a hold of you, that's really going to make your life unpleasant. Okay. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. But we're not going to make them drop your speed to 0. I feel like that's a little too strong. But I will recommend which one to use. Grab hold, we got to finish it. The target is, there we go, grappled. Alright. So, let's see what we got here. Lifeless appearance. They don't do a lot of damage either. They're only a +3 to hit and 2 damage. Lifeless appearance, they're indistinguishable from a corpse. Undead Fortitude, if damage reduces them to 0 hit points, must make a Constitution saving throw, blah, blah, blah. That's classic zombie, but it's going to be a lot harder because they have such a better Constitution saving throw. Defender, targets always provoke opportunity attacks, even if they take disengage action before leaving your reach. And then Slam, grab, hold, which is a DC 11 versus Strength. The target is grappled. I have to check, because strength-wise, it would be better off just trying to grapple you normally. I don't think we want the weapon attack part in there. We just want it to be, they gonna grab you. So, let me get rid of that. Alright. So, grab hold, DC 11 versus strength, hit, the target is grappled. Okay. And then they bite you. Can only target grapple creatures, 2 piercing damage, DC 8 versus Constitution. The target is affected with the disease. And they don't need parry, so let's get rid of that. Okay. Alright. Overall, their damage is pretty crap. I understand the mindset of making the zombies easy to kill, because you can hit them as much as you want, or easy to hit with the low armor class. But ultimately, if you're unlucky, just keep going with this Undead Fortitude. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with how these zombies... Yeah, I'm happy with these zombies. Alright, so we'll go ahead and save out Zombie.